It's time for the Daily Dish. Dev, we're thinking outside the box when it comes to salads today, and you've got not one but two recipes for us. What do you want to start with?
Trace, I'd like to start with both. And what's so exciting is that there's nothing better than getting to cook outside. So instead of doing your traditional sausages and hamburgers and steaks on our barbecue, we're gonna do two amazing salads. One of them is gonna be fruit. One of them is going to be like a grilled Caesar of sorts. So let's start by getting some of these things on the grill. Now what I have here is just romaine that I've trimmed. You might be thinking, Dev, how do you grill fruit? How do you grill things that are wet? Well, the way to do it is you need to make sure they're dry. So you'll notice I have all my things, all my produce here on paper towel. The drier it is, the more it's going to be able to color. If things are wet and there's moisture in them, they're not going to color. Imagine searing a wet steak or a wet piece of fish. You're not going to get color. So make sure they're dry. So here's my romaine. I'm just going to give it a toss and a little bit of oil and salt. My grill is preheated as hot as it can go. And I'm just going to lay down my romaine right onto the grill. Just like that. And if you have friends over and they see you doing this, they're almost lost a piece. They're going to be like, what is this guy doing? But you gotta trust, you gotta follow the recipe. You have to have faith in Chef Dev. Next, let's talk about our fruit that we're gonna do. So I have peaches here and I have pineapple. Now, again, it's on paper towel, but I'm not gonna salt this. I don't wanna bring any moisture out of this fruit. This is gonna go directly onto our grill. The romaine will take seconds. It really won't take long because it is so brittle, it is so light, and this is much more dense. So pineapple goes down. I also have white peach. Okay, so white peach is here. This goes down. So I'm already gonna remove the romaine. The romaine is done, and I want the fruits. Come on. Tracy, looks good?
It looks so good, and I love the fact that you're putting the fruit on there because the fruit just gets sweeter when you put it on the grill. It's such a good idea.
Without question, radicchio, bitter, can't live without it, down. While that's cooking, let's make a quick Caesar dressing. Into my bowl. This is where we speed it up. Into my bowl, 2 egg yolks. Way more garlic than you should probably use. 2 3 cloves, a lot of anchovy. We're gonna do capers. We're going to do whole grain Dijon. We're going to do Worcestershire. You know, people always, they go Worcester, what you see that Worcestershire? It's Worcestershire. Let's get it straight here today. You heard it first. Tabasco. Tabasco in. What are we missing? We're missing a little bit of salt. Salt from my salt plug here. And we're gonna add in some fresh cracked black pepper. We are also gonna add in a little bit of lemon juice, and you might be saying, man, this is a lot of ingredients. But if you want to impress people, you want to impress your partner, or you want to impress your family, you gotta cook a bit. You gotta pull out these ingredients, and this is how we achieve incredible flavor profiles. Whisk this all around, break up the capers, break up the anchovy. Smell is coming up right away. That whole grain Dijon, the capers, the brininess, the anchovy. We're gonna add in some cheese, just like that. Home cooking at its best. Again, I love cooking outside. Don't forget, we have things cooking behind us, but I want that pineapple to get really charred up. We are creating an emotion now, putting 2 ingredients together that don't normally go together. We want to make this into a homogeneous mixture, so it's all one. And you can see here, nice thick dressing. I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up. As the bowl gets heavier, it stops spinning. That's a W for me. And look how fast we did that. See how it's all emulsified? I'm going to use the big spoon so you can see. Look at that. We have a beautiful dressing, all emulsified, big chunks of anchovy, garlic, and capers. Maybe not a dish you want to eat and talk to someone immediately right after, but delicious. Absolutely love it.
Ooh, that looks good, Dev.
And here's our pineapple. So I'm going to flip this over to the other side.
Very nice.
Yep, crazy flavor. Radicchio, if we can get a close-up on this, radicchio has charred on one side, but again, raw in the middle. This is what I want. I don't want fully cooked vegetables through my salads. What I want to be able to do is essentially cook it a little bit, just take out that rawness that's there, change the color, make it a little bit more palatable, and then serve it and change lives.
Chef Dev is going to be back a little bit later in the show, and he's going to finish off both those salads, so stay tuned for that. For now, though... Hey everyone, welcome back. Chef Dev is here with me right now because he's going to finish off the daily dish. And you're going to start with a lime and garlic vinaigrette. Sounds amazing.
Gonna start with the garlic, lime, garlic vinaigrette. But before I do that, I just want to show you again how beautiful our grilled romaine is. We have our radicchio, nice and shiny. We have our white peaches, nice and charred. You need to get the color. It's really important. It's not just like a food styling thing and a visual thing. It is, but it's a flavor thing as well. Garlic lime vinaigrette, a little bit of garlic into my bowl to start. Let's take a little bit of Dijon. Dijon will add the pungency, that little bit of bite. It's also gonna help build body in your vinaigrette. It'll make it structurally sound, okay? A little bit of honey to offset the lime juice that we're gonna add. A little bit more honey. You know, I really like honey. We're gonna get it in there. Little lime juice, just like this. And now the same thing as the Caesar dressing, we are going to emulsify. But before I do that, a little bit of salt. Always need to keep a rag close by. A little bit of salt, let's add in a little bit of black pepper. And this garlic and lime vinaigrette is going with the fruit salad, but serve it with anything. This will be amazing with fish, a good glaze for chicken, toss roasted vegetables in here, lots you can do. That's done. Let's go back to Caesar. I'm gonna take my romaine, gonna take my radicchio, give this a toss in the vinaigrette, the dressing rather, that we made before. I like heavy dressing, so I'm gonna go heavy. That's just the way it's gonna be today. And we're gonna take this now. You see how everything's nicely coated? Oh man, it smells good. I smell the garlic, the anchovy, all that good stuff. Find yourself a beautiful plate, because if your food doesn't taste that good and you use a beautiful plate, you know, it's still you have one win there, okay? Let's add in some cherry tomatoes. Let's add in some beautiful croutons. And let's add in a little bit of cheese. By a little bit of cheese, I mean a lot of cheese, okay? A lot. One salad, down. There is our grilled Caesar, ready to go on a restaurant menu. Next, let's talk about our grilled fruit salad. Caesar goes to the back here, because I don't want the cameraman eating it. So to put this here, I'm gonna use my tweezers now. Let's lay out our pineapple, and I'm gonna interchange it with the white peach. No rhyme, no reason, almost as if it fell from above. That's a really important tip when you're doing this kind of stuff. See how that looks? All kind of broken up, things sliding out of everywhere. Gonna tuck in mint. I'm not even gonna tear it. Well, I'll tear it a little bit, but I'm not even gonna chop it. I want big explosions of mint, okay? We're gonna add some blackberries here. And before I go too far, I want to get some of this dressing on here, okay? So let's get a little bit of our garlic and lime. See how that consistency, that emulsification, that's the honey and the Dijon, and a little bit of technique. Who comes up with this stuff? Love it. Let's do a little bit more. A couple blueberries. This is a fruit salad, by the way, right? Everything's been washed. It's ready to go. Everything is fresh. And I love when these grapes are very semi-ripe and they have that snap in them. We're going to add some black pepper because, again, we want to make this a savory. This is not a dessert. And you can see how, imagine you have grilled fruit, that black pepper, the garlic, the lime, the Dijon, the honey, a little bit more salt, a little bit of olive oil, and more dressing. Just like this, and you do it from a height. I don't know about you, Tracy, but this is something that I would definitely like to eat. I'm going to push this right to the front. This is the grilled fruit salad that we have with our grilled pineapple, white peach, grapes, blueberries, blackberries, fresh mint from my garden. If you don't have mint at home, maybe you can come to my garden, slide in the old DMs.
Thank you, my friend. Cityline.tv for these recipes.